Alright, what up? Homex here. And today we have another. I mean, it is music related, but I'm not gonna be making music type video. Uh, where I wanna comment and put my 2 cents in um, what Bill Corgan, I don't know how the fuck say his name, the singer of Smashing Pumpkins, said that rap killed rock and that the industry made an effort, a considered effort, a purposely scheme plan to effect so that rock would lose cultural relevance under rap. That rap will replace rock, and that this happens in the mid to late 90s and early 2000s, and that's why we don't have rock stars anymore. That's why there just isn't a big representation of rock in the culture right now. Bullshit like that.
I think, and I will say it overtly, I think that rock has been purposely dialed down in the culture, in the crew. All I know is I saw the gravity shift. Suddenly they decided rock was out,
Right.
when rock was still
Right.
very, very high up in the thing. And it was replaced by rap.
Right.
They immediately changed the way their standards and practices immediately shifted.
Right.
So now that things that weren't allowed were suddenly allowed, people were waving guns. Okay. So some people assert that the CIA was involved in all that. Again, above my pay grade.
And so, like, I want to talk about it. I want to give my perspective on it because it just feels so fucking stupid. Who am I to give my opinion? Why is my opinion matter? Does not. I'm nobody. Just some dude that makes music in his room. But I did grow up on both genres, right? My dad was a hip hop head. Well, he is a hip hop head. He's very into rap, mostly all hip hop. That hip hop that he says replaced him. And my dad was a rock head. My mom. I'm sorry. My mom loves rock music, specifically Rush, and specifically the Smashing Pumpkins. Like, I grew up listening to the Smashing Pumpkins and Ice Cube type shit, and I was also born in the 2000s, so I was alive during this period. He said that rap had taken over rock. And he lists a bunch of reasons, right? Like, oh, now they're allowing these people to wave guns around. Now you can show a gun, and the whole thing changed. Now you can blah blah blah. Now you can show yourself in this manner, and you shouldn't be able. And I mean, first off, that's a lot of bullshit. Let's start with the fact that rock didn't die in the late 90s and early 2000s. Like, that's when you stopped being relevant. Not fucking rock, right? Like, Seven Nation Army is one of the biggest fucking songs of all fucking time, and that's a 2003 song or something. Blink 182 was around. And yeah, they're pop rock, right? There's pop in the name. But they were rock still. Muse was fucking huge, and they were from the 2000s too. Weezer, right? Like, Weezer was huge too. Oh my god. Fuck out of here. Right, it ain't. Slipknot, System of a Down, Linkin Park, bro. I remember it was probably like 2008 or so, and I think was Transformers 2 came out, and the fucking main song of that movie is Linkin Park song. What are you talking about? Avril Lavigne? Like, you just weren't relevant. That's it. That's all you're really crying about. Because I even remember in the 2010s when I was actually, you know, gaining some conscious and awareness of the world and what I was listening to and all that shit. I remember some huge metal songs, like not even just like pop rock or shit like that, like metal songs like Bring Me the Horizon. Bring Me the Horizon is huge today, right now. And you can say that maybe they're more pop and electronic, whatnot. And I mean, kind of, but they're still rock. I mean, they're not doing the guttural shit and deathcore they used to do, but they're not doing um, Sabrina Carpenter type shit, right? And they were big. They were big. They were asking Alexandria. They were motionless in white, falling in reverse. Music fucking suck, but they're huge as hell. And maybe I'm a little blinded by the fact that I like that type of music at the time. I was very much a metalhead. I was into deathcore, grindcore, pornogore, black metal, bunch of shit. But I remember crapcore. I remember fucking, all these bands I just mentioned. Slipknot is like a fucking staple. Ramstein type shit. I mean, Ramstein is older. But it's not, rock didn't die in the 90s. At all. At all. Fuck no. Um, I mean, also Blink 182 is still one of the biggest bands. And we also have what's named fucking G's band. I will talk a little bit later about it, but that's a big rock band right now. As if you didn't have Maroon 5 songs charting with back when they were rock, kinda as if. I mean, it's trash. It sucks. Imagine Dragons. I don't even think it's rock, but whatever. But I mean the Paramore song of the Twilight movies. That was a huge fucking song. Like, no, that's just not, just blatantly false. Also, he stopped saying this bullshit. Like, they were waving their guns around, and they were letting them do it, and blah blah blah. Like, no, they didn't let them do it. They had to censor that shit a lot, right? It wasn't the guns. It wasn't because rappers, or maybe more, as he would say, black people were waving guns around, and everybody thought that was so fucking cool and shit. No, like they were literally suppressed for it in the media. Like, you couldn't make a song, I mean a music video, and just blatantly show a gun. Like, damn, fuck, you have to censor it, or like kind of make it obvious that it's not the real gun type shit. Like, in the video, you're being, like spy or some shit like that. And so that's ridiculous. Two, if so, like if that was the thing, and you were so smart and at the time realized this, like, oh, wow, this is going on. Something's on the water. Why didn't you buy a gun? Why didn't you have a gun on you, on your videos? Why didn't you show up with guns in your video type shit? Isn't in your fucking song, I forget the name, your world is a vampire. Aren't there people with guns there? In B.O.B. Video from System of a Down, they're fucking military people killing civilians, crashing a party and killing civilians. Like, what the fuck? Also, you know who had guns? Not only they had guns, but they showed them around in photo shoots and shit. Nirvana did. They existed around your same time you did, right? But they don't count just because Kurt Cobain cocked your ass. That just sounds bitter. That just sounds stupid. Nirvana had guns a lot. Like you can just search Nirvana on Google and you will see probably the image of Kurt with a Glock. And I mean, famously Kurt Cobain blow his brains out with a shotgun. He had guns. That's just dumb. It wasn't the reason rap was just cooler because rappers had guns, rockers didn't. You didn't have a gun. You didn't have a gun. I bet you so many. I bet you I can find a Lemmy Kimsher or I forget his name, the Motorhead singer with guns. I bet you Judas Priest had guns. Like it just sounds ridiculous. Sounds made up. Sounds like an excuse he made for himself as to why he faded into irrelevancy. And it's trying to convince himself through us that that is an actual factual thing that happened. It's just, man, Tupac just had guns in his fucking music videos. Get out of here. That wasn't the case. That's fucking stupid. Right. First of all, rap didn't took over rock. It's pop. Pop's always gonna be on top of everything because it's music engineer to be at the top charts. They have fucking people like scientists, analysts, taking a look and analyzing everything on the sad guys to see this is what's gonna be popular. So now let's curate a song between a whole fucking borough of businessmen and virtual capitalists and make a song that's gonna sell. Like they get a good songwriter who writes have like an idea, writes a chorus or a few chords put together in a guitar, in a melody and a little bit of an idea of the lyrics, very raw lyrics, and then they give it to the label and they shove it for a little bit. They think, well, what can we do about it? Okay, they give it to somebody like Benny Blanco or like a good producer that they make more of a full idea. They still shelve it and they're passing it around, seeing who is a pop star that's gonna sing this shit. Does Justin Bieber want it? Does Selena want it? Does Halsey want it? Who's gonna sing this shit? And they just pass it around till they think who is the most popular one. Who's gonna really make this song work? Because this is like that. Who's gonna sell this shit better? And then they make a meeting again and approve that artist version. A bunch of 50-year-old white guys deciding what this next female artist song is missing, type shit. And that's why it's always gonna win. Like pop music doesn't have a real identity or any discerning specific qualities that makes a pop song. There's just not one because it's not a real genre type. I can speak shit about pop all day long, right? But that's always what displays everything. There's comes something that is organically good, gets organically bought by people, like we did with Nirvana again, and then the labels scratch their head and man, this shouldn't work. It's statistically it doesn't make no sense. Let's see, blah, blah, let's try to replicate this shit. And then they make fucking Creed and it's suck ass and it's a horrible band. And then they make Nickelback and it's just watered down. Pop is just watered down versions of things that get naturally bossy in the underground and real people. That's what displayed rock. That they start seeing that rock kind of changed after Kurt Cobain blown his brains out. They wanted a more tamer, watered down version, but that still had the sound of a distorted guitar. That's where Avril Lavigne came in. That's where fucking Nickelback came in. And then it kept just getting watered down, and then you have Maroon 5 and Imagine Dragons. And this fucking band is it Fleetwood Mac? I'm forgetting that it's just Led Zeppelin too, with young idiots. And that's what happened with rap too. Rap got its natural buzz of people, and people were invested in the culture, right? Um, and again, what do we do? They started watering it down, and now we have, I don't know, Post Malone started doing rap and got backing immediately of super famous labels when like this melodic trap was going on. Now he's just country pop because he wasn't about rap. Like he didn't care. It was just what was popular and what he knew what he had to do to. He had to use rap to get big. Like Post Malone wasn't a random nobody just making music for the. He wasn't around the industry for a bit. Like he was in metalcore bands and shit. Like he understood what he was doing. It was not no fucking. Oh my god. I just so happened to be famous with rap. Like fucking song White Iverson. What do you mean? That's super personally. That's super like on the nose. That's what happened to every genre. And rock just get just got watered down before rap. That's it. That's really it. What he means that rock is dead is just that nobody recognizes him anymore in the street. Nobody stops him. They stop him and oh, I thought you were Billboard. Yeah. No, Billboard is a fuckhead too. Nobody fucking likes Billboard anymore. So not that doesn't even happen anymore. He doesn't go to restaurants and get special treatment anymore. Nobody like, oh my god, is that this smashing pumpkin singer in my cafe? It's just another fucking bald guy. Scrawny bald guy. Nobody gives a shit about. Like, that's it. Like, I don't know. Why does rock sell more tickets and shit? Let me tell you something that happened about with rock. Rock is now rich people shit. That's one thing. Like the band Geese, right? They're just white guys that. I mean, I think there's a girl. I'm not sure, but they're just some white people with money that went to art school and music school, and they make good music. Of course, they better be. ¿Qué? Right, and like, they're just white rich kids that feel like they're punk because they have political disagreement with their parents. That just sounds lame as hell. Just right there. That's the thing. Rock now is just lame. It's a bunch of white rich people that think they're hard and they think they're punk and they think they're anti-establishments because they have disagreements with authority figures around their life. But they're also like super sensitive and super no, don't say this. And that's the new generation. And the older generation is just that bitter authority figure they have disagreements with. And it's just lame. It's a bunch of lame people, pretentious people who think they're so artsy and important in this world. Like, no, bro. That's why you're not cool with people because that just isn't cool. That just feels like a bunch of nerds in a library discussing literature. Shut up, bro. Nobody cares. I'm trying to get hammered. I'm trying, like, it's like these people forget what it was to be a young person, right? When you're young, you're not. You may be aware of these things, but you know what you want to do? You want to get lit. You want to get fucked. You want to go do some actual, real punk shit type thing, right? Go to a concert and get fucking wasted, right? I went to some local concerts, metal concerts, and that was what we did. We just smoked weed and got drunk as fuck. And that's a wrong thing. That's wrong. I don't think anybody should be having that type of lifestyle. But it is what it is, man. It's what you gonna. That's what naturally what you young people do. And also a lot of rapper stories are of rags to riches, of a struggle, of somebody that comes from like hard environment and made it out and is now living lavishly. And rock music is just about A person that lives lavishly pretended they had it hard, pretend they understand what it's like to be a normal, struggling person that has to go to work that they hate in precarious conditions. They have to be in the streets when it's dark out and you are in constant danger type shit. You don't know what the fuck that's like. You live in a gated community. But that's not the problem. That's not a bad thing per se. That doesn't diminish your art or that you're not able to do your art. It's just that you're cosplaying hardship because you have class conscience and you know you will look ridiculous if you say that your argument was that they brought you Fiji water instead of Boss water and Fiji is canceled and we should be boycotting them or some bullshit like that. Like nobody cares. It just sounds lame as hell. That just sounds lame. That's really what happened to rock. It turned lame. It turned like a bunch of nerds that want to play hard but also soft at the same time, and it just end up looking stupid. And even the whole thing about a gun, that's why it feels racist to me a little bit. Like they were waving guns around. What are they, dogs? What the fuck? Well, a lot of those people had guns because they need to have guns because they live in ugly places and they have to be outside at 9 p.m. with all like there's these motherfuckers are out there doing the move. They were trying to rob you, trying to mock you, type shit. Like you need a gun, and like you can't tell me you couldn't get a gun at the time. Like you're a scrawny white guy in the 90s, and you can't get your own gun and just wave it around too. That's bullshit. That's just it just sounds like he's a little jelly to rap. Like where are all these black people getting the attention and I don't. I don't. And I think what happens a lot with like legends of a genre is that they get into the machine. They turn into one of those boards, meaning they turn into the leaders of that board, right? Like that board that they all gather around and decide what's the new pop hit. What are they turn into one of those because they were successful, so they know what sticks. Oh, they know what is good, right? He used to be a legend. He has a good ear. He has good taste. They're just galvanizing of the junior generation of artists. And I think he's having trouble doing that because nobody fucking cares about what he has to say in new taste because he doesn't have it. And it bothers him because he probably sees people in other genres that are in that place. He probably knows some rapper that is not active no more, but whenever the new baby song, new little baby songs, the new whatever mainstream rapper's song comes on, he has to approve it, and he is consulting on what to do. He is in the studio sessions. He has a say in the culture. He doesn't because nobody is making a rock song and stop and thinks, what does Billy had to say about this? Does he approve? Because nobody cares. And the thing that probably bothers him the most is that they would probably look for Kurt Cobain for that instead of him. He would have caught him again. In fact, probably it's the fact that I bet you that has happened to Dave Grohl. And I forget his name, but the bassist, like this guy was in Nirvana. Like he could help with this Olivia Rodrigo song. So ask him what he thinks. You know, he wants that relevancy, that cemented. Oh my God, this guy is. He wants to be like Bob Dylan was for them, type shit. He wants to be like oh my God, what was his name? He wants to be a David Bowie. He wants to be like Metallica. Like everybody thinks, man, Metallica is just they rock, they go hard. But he probably wants to be more avant-garde. Like, nah, you know what real good shit is? The Smashing Pumpkins. That shit was real good. But they were just good, and but he doesn't have the rock doesn't have the cultural relevance of that being needed, right? Rock is out the charge. Rock is a little bit dead. Rock is a little bit slow because it just doesn't sell that much. So the industry isn't putting their backing in that genre anymore. They're just letting it be. They're just whatever comes around. And there is probably some people that do put effort into that shit, but it's just not being pushed like that. They are more into rap, but the thing is that rap just happened to get big. Like I bet you my fucking ass, if you really look into it, you will see the opposite. You will see the industry eagerly trying to stop rap from getting big. They were probably telling, no, 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 don't play that new Chronic around here. No, no, that Ice Cube guy too raw. No, too violent. We don't want that. Like, it just sounds like he's an envious old guy. But what do I know? What do I know? I'm a nobody. Whatever. So housekeeping at the end of the video. If you get here, subscribe, like video. If you like the background song for this video, I made it. I'm a producer. I can also help you mix your song if you want me to. Um, Leave a comment, contact with me by my Instagram. Follow me, shoot me a DM if you want me to help you with your music. And yeah, that was it. It's just me